name is Anthony Gray. Welcome to Grayscale. I'm trying out my new microphone along with the camera here, so everything's kind of an experiment. So hopefully it all goes well. I got a lot of interesting comments and questions about how I do my backgrounds. So I have 2 sheets of 11 by 15 watercolor paper here. Okay, and I'm going to get some water. Just in a regular spray bottle here. And I got my rubbing alcohol, which is in this bottle. Got it separated. Okay. I'll just put it right here for right now. And I got plastic and some ink. I'm going to use black ink this time. Alright. And what I'll do, let me get a brush here, and I'll just start the process and show you how I do it. It's not very complicated really. Just go through certain steps. Okay. So what I'll do is saturate water the paper pretty good, really good. The more water the better. I have tape underneath this. I have tape underneath the paper here. Okay. Now I can keep the water pretty much like this, or I can just wipe it. So one I'll wipe and the other one I'll just keep regular, just to show you. Okay, so I wiped one. This one's regular. Just let you know, just water down. Alright. Okie dokie. Let's take some of this Black Higgins ink and we'll just do a couple drops here and there, like so. Pop another one there. The ink I have is kind of low in the bottle. Okay, and we'll do a couple here on the one that I did not wipe. If I can get it off of here. And we'll just plop a couple around. But you can see this one here where I didn't let it, I didn't wipe the paint or anything. It's just doing what it's doing. Gravity just taking effect, doing whatever it's going to do. Alright, put a couple here, right there. Maybe a couple in there. Play around with some right in here. Okay. Okay, I'm back. This thing has ad pop-ups, so I really don't like that already. But anyway, as it's doing what it's doing, alright, now the paint is, the water is actually drying on this thing. Okay. I'm using alcohol now. Little drops of alcohol, and you can see what it's doing to it. See that? A couple of it right there. Okay. You can take the paper, you can tilt it, you know, do whatever. Alright. Now, I'm going to wet it some more, because I'm going to use some plastic and pour over it. I'll just wet it a little bit. You can also take it and you can swirl it around like so. Okay, whatever direction you want to lead some of this stuff. Go a little bit that way. Whatever you want to do with it. Alright. I got crap all over the floor, but that's okay. Then I'm going to take some plastic, like so, and press it right on there. As you can see, the little striations and such, what's going on with it. Do the same thing on this side. Take the rest of the plastic, put it right on there, like so. Okay? Just what you see me doing here. You move it around or whatever. Do whatever you wish. Just like that. Alright. As that's doing that, let me wipe up some of this mess off the floor. While it's still wet, it just comes right up. So expect some of that to happen. There. Like I said, I do this. I usually would have the heater on during this moment, but for the sake of the video, I won't. But what I am going to do is shut the video down, let this dry a little bit, and then I'll come back. Alright? Alright. Okay guys, welcome back. The majority of this is dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to respray. Alright, I have this at an angle now. I got a little towel down below here. Because I'm going to make a mess. It's going to happen. Okay, but I'm going to spray toward the top. It's all going to leak downward. Okay, so without further ado, get plenty of it. Just spray it. Spray it pretty good. It's going to leak downward. It's going to make a mess. It's going to drip or whatever. So if you got something worth anything, I strongly suggest you don't have it underneath. Okay. Now, as it's doing that, I just spray a little bit underneath. Okay. And just let gravity do its thing. Spray it from the top, the bottom, wherever. Okay. And let gravity take a hold. And just let it naturally do what it's doing, what you see it doing. Okay. And that's it. Now, as it's doing that, still pretty wet. And you can probably hear the drips hitting here. I'll just put it right in one spot. There we go. It cuts through. Okay. Put one right here. Just let gravity take a hold and do whatever. Spreads it apart. Do the same thing here. I'll go across. I got there. While I'm doing that, let me take a straw. While it's wet, you can blow it in different directions if you like. Blow it right into the other one if you want. Up above. Anywhere you would like. You can make all sorts of little designs with it. Okay. And as it's doing this, it's also drying at the same time. I got a burlap or a jean little schmuck here in the back, so it protects some of that. Some more rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to get enough of it, and I'll spray it right here in the center. Just let it spray out. Put a drop right there. Put one right in there like that. See how it just expands and goes in its own little way. Okay. If I had the heat on, it just separates everything. If I had the heat on, it would dry as I'm doing this. I'm gonna put on top here. Alright. So let's put this away. Let's put that away. Always have a little towel handy. Also, just to wipe up the loose stuff, soak up some of the mess you made. All you do is just wipe it away. Soaks into the tissue, you're good as gold. If it goes across your painting a little bit, that's fine. Because if you do, it just kind of covers it back up anyway. You can even use your tissue, I'll show you. You want some extra added kind of, you can use your tissue, blot some of it out. Okay, it makes interesting little patterns. Okay, just depending on how wet it is. You can blot some of that, certain areas if you want, like so. Depending on how much you saturate it, it kind of comes back, but it's drying as I'm talking to you. So it's nothing but ink, a little bit of rubbing alcohol, some colored, or some black ink, brown ink, and tissue. Okay. Even as it's drying, it's always moving. It always try to escape to the lowest point. That's just gravity doing that. Okay. There. And I will just let it naturally dry. And you put whatever type of painting you want on top of this. Okay. I forgot to turn my mic on. So I did a whole lot of talking probably for nothing. I forgot to keep the mic on. But anyway, if it doesn't record, I can just speed it up or whatever. But as I was saying, do what you will with it. Okay, as it dries, you can put more alcohol on it to spread it apart even more if you would like. Okay, really up to you. I gotta fill this back up again. But it will always tend to spread apart. The more it kind of semi-dries, the more of an effect you will have and the more it'll keep. Okay. So it all depends on how far you are in your art for the drying process to take place. You see it starts to separate and push away. As to some of the interesting patterns you can do with this stuff. Whatever you want. And then when it's totally dry, if you want to glaze over it with yellow, blue, whatever color you want to glaze over it with, okay, just add on top of whatever you want to do. Alright, follow? So as the color bunches up, that's more than likely where it's going to stay, unless you tip it either way. But this is basically what I do to get my background paintings. Okay, so more likely you'll see some of this same background on another painting I'll do a little later on. Whatever the idea hits me. Okay. But this is pretty much how I do it. Okay. Fairly simple. I will let this totally dry. It's pretty much finished. Alright, once it dries, it won't buckle. It'll flatten out. It'll straighten itself up right out. And there you have it. But this is pretty much, it's going to be the way it's going to look until I paint whatever I want to paint over it. Usually I use something like this for a floral, or that crazy mountain island, floating island thing I did a few days ago, or whatever. But this is basically it. Really. All it just takes is really for it to dry. And then that's all she wrote. Okay? Okay. So, with all that said, thanks for checking it out. And I'll see you again next time. And happy painting. Peace.